Welcome to Book Chat. My name is Leslie and I'm the Reading Machine Coordinator for Monterey County Free Libraries. Today I would like to talk with you about this book, My Year of Rest and Relaxation. This book was written by Ottessa Mushfegh and published in 2018. It is 289 pages long. So about this book, a couple of things that caught my attention before I even opened it up. The first thing was the title, okay? My Year of Rest and Relaxation. That reads a lot like the title of an essay that maybe a high schooler would write, you know, like how I spent my summer vacation. And the second thing is the cover, okay? We've got this cover here. This is from a painting from 1798. So it's an old painting. And it's an interesting choice considering that this book really takes place in 2000 to 2001, okay? And if you take the title along with this image of this woman sitting on this bed, and I'm going to push just a little bit closer so you can see. You know, she doesn't really look rested or relaxed or anything. She just kind of looks like, you know, she's not having it. And that's a lot about what's going on with the character in this book. I think that's the point of the kind of the juxtaposition of the title along with the cover image. So those are the first two things I noticed. Okay. Anyway, the narrator, she's unnamed throughout the whole book, and she calls the time in her life, this 1 year in her life, her year of rest and relaxation. And it's clear from that neither of those things are true. And I want to start off with the beginning of the book. I'm going to read you an excerpt, kind of a long one, so that you kind of get an idea of what this book is like, okay? This is the very beginning of the book. Whenever I woke up, night or day, I'd shuffle through the bright marble foyer of my building and go up the block and around the corner where there was a bodega that never closed. I'd get 2 large coffees with cream and 6 sugars each, chug the first one in the elevator on the way back up to my apartment, then sip the second one slowly while I watched movies and ate animal crackers and took trazodone and Ambien and Nimbutal until I fell asleep again. I lost track of time in this way. Days passed, weeks, a few months went by. When I thought of it, I ordered delivery from the Thai restaurant across the street or a tuna salad platter from the diner on First Avenue. I'd wake up to find voice messages on my cell phone from salons or spas confirming appointments I'd booked in my sleep. I always called back to cancel, which I hated doing because I hated talking to people. Early on in this phase, I had my dirty laundry picked up and clean laundry delivered once a week. It was a comfort to me to hear the torn plastic bags rustle in the draft from the living room windows. I liked catching whiffs of the fresh laundry smell while I dozed on the sofa. But after a while, it was too much trouble to gather up all the dirty clothes and stuff them in the laundry bag. And the sound of my own washer and dryer interfered with my sleep. So I just threw away my dirty underpants. All the old pairs reminded me of Trevor anyway. For a while, tacky lingerie from Victoria's Secret kept showing up in the mail. Frilly fuchsia and lime green thongs and teddies and baby doll nightgowns, each sealed in a clear plastic baggie. I stuffed the little baggies into the closet and went commando. An occasional package from Barney's or Saks provided me with men's pajamas and other things I couldn't remember ordering. Cashmere socks, graphic t-shirts, designer jeans. I took a shower once a week at most. I stopped tweezing, stopped bleaching, stopped waxing, stopped brushing my hair. No moisturizing or exfoliating, no shaving. I left the apartment infrequently. I had all my bills on automatic payment plans. I'd already paid a year of property taxes on my apartment and on my dead parents' old house upstate. Rent money from the tenants in that house showed up in my checking account by direct deposit every month. Unemployment was rolling in as long as I made the weekly call into the automated service and pressed 1 for yes when the robot asked if I'd made a sincere effort to find a job. That was enough to cover the co-payments on all my prescriptions and whatever I picked up at the bodega. Plus, I had investments. My dead father's financial advisor kept track of all that and sent me quarterly statements that I never read. I had plenty of money in my savings account too, enough to live on for a few years as long as I didn't do anything spectacular. On top of all this, I had a high credit limit on my Visa card. I wasn't worried about money. I had started hibernating as best I could in mid-June of 2000. I was 24 years old. I watched summer die and autumn turn cold and gray through a broken slat in the blinds. My muscles withered. The sheets on my bed yellowed, although I usually fell asleep in front of the television on the sofa, which was from Pottery Barn, and striped blue and white, and sagging and covered in coffee and sweat stains. So, that's the beginning of the book, right? And when I first started reading it, I was like, how in the world is this going to be 289 pages worth of story? And it's true that this narrator, everything she does is very repetitive. There's a lot of sleeping, a lot of watching movies, a lot of drinking coffee, taking pills, lying to her psychiatrist, who is, by the way, the worst psychiatrist in the world. There's a lot of resenting her friend Reva's visits to her apartment. And this narrator, she is a total misanthrope, and she knows it. And misanthropes they're not easy to be around. They're not easy to be around. So it's like, you know, at first, it's so weird because the narrator is she just has this really dark, way of looking at the world, you know? And so it was kind of hard to read. And yet, you know, it kept me hanging on. Even though she just kept going further and further down this hole of pills and memories and trauma and depression. And I honestly felt like I was going down with her. We both held on, you know, and then she emerged feeling lighter and more free. So I recommend this book with the caveat that it's not pleasant to read. It is not a trip to the beach. It's not a beach read. It's a trip to hell, okay? It's a hell read. But the thing is that I love books like this. I just need to make sure that I'm in the right frame of mind to be able to read it and enjoy it and handle it. I love books that show me what people are really like and what it's like living like on the margins of life and of society. And this book does a great job of that. And I found myself feeling really fond of the narrator at the end. Even though she's a misanthrope for most of the book, you know, I really wanted her to succeed in finally getting her rest and relaxation. And she did. And the ending, it's not like it's a happy ending of the book. It's just an ending, but there is kind of, I'm not going to give away the ending because that's not even like the real ending, you know. But it's a really good read, you know, if you're in that frame of mind, if you can handle it. So I recommend it. And we've got it in our collection, and I think you should check it out if you are able to. And thank you so much for tuning in for this week's book chat. Always a pleasure to chat with you. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you will get some reading done, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.